Just want to remind you guys, you can sign up for listener support for this podcast. Just go to the link in the bio. Every little bit helps. We're trying to upgrade the studio, upgrade the cameras, upgrade the guests, upgrade the whole experience. So even a $1 donation goes a long way here. If you don't want to do listener support, you can also go to billypodcast.com and pick up some merch. We got some hoodies right now, and you can find those at billypodcast.com. Thanks, guys.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. I'm Billy, the host. Welcome back to the show. 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 I'm Billy, the host.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Billy, the host. We're joined today by comedian and producer Trent Ludzack.
Hello.
We are in Trent's unnamed studio in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And our guest today is the host of the weekly open mic every Monday at Johnnie MacCracken's Celtic Irish Firehouse in Marietta. And he also runs Comedy Squared every first and third Friday at Boxwood Social Hall on the Marietta Square. Everybody please welcome Melo Black. Let's go. Melo Black, the one and only. You've been running the MacCracken's open mic for how long now?
It's been 4 years. I know. It's
4
been a long
years
time.
of an open mic. But I think that's one of the things that has really made MacCracken's as good as it's been is the consistency.
Yeah.
Just you know what it's going to be. You're going to show up, put your name on the list, and then that's the order of the show pretty much.
Pretty much. Every now and again there's an exception, but it happens.
But only for a good reason, not just oh, this guy walked in and I'll just put him up here or something like that. It's always and then there's the lady spots, which now MacCracken's, I remember you started doing the lady spots because we didn't have enough lady comics there, and now it's kind of become the incubator of really great lady comics.
Sounds nice. I mean, I would like to think so, maybe.
There's a lot of really good comics that come through there a lot, Renata comes through a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Rebecca was there last night. Super funny.
Yeah, new from Colorado.
Leah comes there a lot. Works on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I like to give them a space. And I know
Julia
the listing is weird.
Is from around there, kind of.
Because they think they could only sign up in the lady spots. It's not how it works. They can sign up in any spot they want, but dudes can't sign up in the lady spots.
Right.
Some of them you can be number 3 if you want. You can be number 20.
I was saying last night, dudes will come to MacCracken's with the plan to do their type 5 that they're going to do at Laughing School or whatever, and then they'll all just psych each other out by by hanging around and getting on stage and not doing any jokes at all. I'm like, what? Why did you come here again?
It's crazy because every week I watch people. They've been there for hours and they go up there and the first thing out of their mouth is, I don't know what I want to talk about. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way you've been here for hours and now you don't know what you want to talk about, up top.
You got to be intentional with it, right? You got to be this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. And sure, that can change a little bit, but really.
But also that's 3-4 hours out of your day wasted.
Yeah.
You didn't get anything productive done. You didn't
and it's
run
not
your jokes.
It's not just getting up there and dicking around went well for anybody else before you, and then they all do it.
Oh, they watch each other do jokes, and they're like, nah, but this one is gonna get them. I know y'all didn't like that rape joke before, but this one is better. This one is nuanced. It's not.
Yeah, it's like they bounce off of each other.
You gotta pay
one of them
attention.
starts bombing, and it's just a domino effect of all the young bucks just start bombing after each other. It's come on, guys, just tell a joke.
Well, and also they got to stop picking on people too when you get lost or you run out of material. It's an open mic. Pull your phone out. Pull your notes out. Run some jokes. Don't ask these people up front if they a couple. If you listen to any of the comics before, you know they a couple, or you know this dude's in the friend zone or whatever. 3 comics before you've already bothered these people. Like, pay attention a little bit.
Yeah, there's a few people that come out and they want to talk to the comics, but most people don't want to talk. If you're at MacCracken's, like, most people just want to be there. They just want to watch. Like, they don't want you to drag them into your bomb.
Yeah, it's an open mic. They're just hanging out.
It's not a show.
It's Monday.
You should work on your crowd work at a show.
Yeah.
Right? Really. I mean, crowd work is whatever. You can ask people some questions, but, like, if you don't got
be
it,
intentional.
you don't got it. Move on, yeah.
But also be intentional. They ask these super general, wide questions. They're just like, has anybody got a job? Is anybody from a state? Yeah. Anybody from a state? Anybody been born in the United States? Like, if you want to talk about Florida, just ask if anybody's from Florida. Narrow it down. Like,
that's one of my little, like, pet peeves is when they ask a question and then they have a little joke about the silence. It's like, it's not that nobody has a job. It's that nobody wants to respond to you right now.
Yeah, because you're just fishing for literally anybody in the crowd. You just need somebody.
If there's
to talk
nobody
to.
There that wants to talk to you, just move on and tell a joke, right? Like, don't keep trying to crowd work a crowd that doesn't want to talk to you.
But that's because they don't have a plan. They think it's just gonna happen naturally, and for some people got it. Some people got it, but it's very few.
Is it tough to host that, Mike?
People. Some nights.
I hosted it 2 weeks ago, and it was tough for me. I was like, sheesh.
I think I've just gotten used to it. You get kind of routine. You just got to keep things moving. You just got to keep the energy moving.
I was like, it started to, like, not go well for people like an hour in or whatever. Like, maybe even from the start that night. And then I still had like 3 more hours to go. It's like, man.
And it's open mic. I'm gonna let you go up there. You can say whatever you want. It's your 5 minutes.
Crucified at the end of that thing. I was like, I didn't even do anything to y'all.
It's your 5 minutes, and they.
Like, man, I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm just helping some people out.
I appreciate it. It was a favor. Yeah,
I'm joking.
I had to run.
But that's how I felt while I was on stage. I was like, man, these people do not like me.
And I mean, that's how it is sometimes. They don't like me every night.
Yeah. But I've had some really amazing sets at MacCracken's where it's like, oh, it's all worth it now because that was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Packed out crowd. Everybody's having fun. All the jokes hit. Like, there's been so many nights like that up there.
And it's just a regular bar open mic. I don't have an email list for it or anything. So, like, yeah, we usually have good crowds, but it's hit or miss. But it's always funny how that works because when it's a real busy, packed night, it's popping off. Usually the list is kind of light.
Yeah.
Works out great. Timing's perfect. It was like
23
comics. We
30
get in
comics
and out.
hanging around in the front. Smoking cigarettes just scares everybody.
Scaring people off. It's scaring people off. And then, after that packed night, they see pictures or somebody talks about it later on in the week. And they're like, oh, yeah, Monday was great. And so then we get a wave of comics the next week, and they scare everybody off.
Yeah. You show up to a bar, and there's 30 dudes there already, being loud and laughing at each other. Like, you're like, oh, well, I guess we'll go find somewhere else. Something weird is going
loudly
on
telling
here.
dick jokes. Like, come on, man. It's standing in front of the door is...
Last night was decent, though.
Yeah, last night was fun. We had a good time.
I watched so many... Because I get there late right now after, like, hanging out with my daughter. And I watched so many comics go up there and, like, psych themselves out. because there's only like 5 people left at the end of the night, and I'm like, if you just do your stuff, like it goes well sometimes. Like they'll
laugh.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there's still people in there.
So like last night, there was like 5 people in there. I felt like I did pretty good. Like I worked on some new stuff I wanted to work on. I got some laughs. It wasn't
you were second to last.
I was second
it was 11:45. It was 3 hours in.
The only person after me was just Sham.
Yeah, what'll be?
I was actually about to guess that Sham was the last.
Yeah,
it's always me and Sham.
Y'all got babies. Man.
Yeah,
y'all got kids.
We just hang out too after everybody.
It's just dad leaves. Club. Yeah. We gotta hide out for a little bit.
Half the time, it's just me and Sham standing outside, and then you're loading your gear into your car.
Sorry, babe. Mike ran late. We gotta.
Well, I left the house at like 9 last night, and so I left MacCracken's at like midnight. It wasn't that late, really.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't too crazy late. It gets later on in the night, and you're right. They do psych themselves out. And also, oh my goodness, if you're anywhere past Comic 10, stop asking people how they doing.
Yeah,
stop.
You know how they're doing. Bad.
you just watched the last 5 comics in front of you.
It's crazy.
You just heard that one joke that person said. Say something else.
It's crazy how that spot just like attracts customers just off the street like all the time.
Well, I mean,
it's always like a different group, and some people come there on Monday just to watch the open mic too. It's so strange to me.
No,
like a lot of people.
Pushed it. I've pushed it, and then it is fun. I mean, like enough people do well where you can have a good time. Like it's open mic, so it's real hit or miss. Sometimes the people who you think are gonna do well, they bomb, and they do terrible, and it's somebody you've never seen, or somebody who typically does terrible, and they have a fantastic set.
That's what always impresses me is when like a comic I've seen around at open mics never really made me laugh. They start crushing at MacCrackens. I'm like, okay, they got it.
I mean, that's a big part of the fun of running the open mic, because I do love seeing the light bulb go on for people.
Yeah,
because it's it's almost like a cartoon. You could literally see that light bulb go on above their head, and they're like, "Oh,
I did
by Jove, he's got it. They figured it out."
Yeah.
And
it's like watching my kid figure something out.
Yeah, it's like, see, it's the first steps and shit. You're like, oh, hell yeah, good for them.
And it takes you by surprise sometimes too, because especially when they start talking, they'll say something, and you'll be like, "What'd you say?" And they never said that word before. Like star was one of them for my daughter. Like, star, and I was like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" She pointed to something that was a star. I was like, "Where'd you even learn that word?"
See, that's like when I hear somebody with a new tag, and I'm like, "Where'd you get it? When'd you come up with that?" That's fun. That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, there was a couple of comics that just came out of the pandemic with all new like stuff that was funny. Like I remember. Like Eric Tillman was one where he came out of the pandemic with like a whole new set, and it was like really funny, and I was like, "Whoa, this dude's been working."
As you should have. I mean, like we were locked down, and you had time. You got it right. Some of these people think they're just gonna do their writing on stage. Nah, open that notebook. Open your phone.
Yeah, I do a lot of writing on stage, but I do a lot of writing on my phone too. Of just like,
well, you can do writing on stage like within the flow of what you've already put to paper.
Yeah, and you got to be creative. I like to be creative with avenues of comedy. Like I love stand up, but I also like to explore other comedic interests.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm trying to work on some sketches and things myself.
Yeah, I've done like improv before, and I've done a few sketches. I love doing sketches, but those are always tough because you got to get a group of people together. You can't just do it by yourself like stand up.
I did improv, but it was way back when at church camp.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I did improv through my church.
Yeah, I was
Also,
at like
yeah.
band camp in church, and it was one of the electives, and it was actually pretty fun. We actually did.
It can be fun. It's fun to do. It's not fun to watch. That's the problem with it.
No, I think ours was pretty fun to watch for some like
That's 'cause you
15
were
and
doing
16-year-olds. No, it was corny
Well, yeah,
church
for your
camp.
friends
So
and
like
stuff like that, yeah.
it's not that hard to
Yeah,
impress
yeah.
like church camp kids. We just did like a fun play on the 7 days of creation or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just doing silly things.
Church
like
camp
when
was
he
the
created
best, dude.
the
I went to
water.
so many church camps growing up.
I mean, it was good.
Once you get over
It's,
being molested, like you can have a lot of fun.
Oh man, I don't know. It didn't happen to me, but I was an ugly kid, so it's I didn't have
I
to,
never got molested
I didn't have to worry about it.
at church camp.
Yeah, the tall kids don't have to worry about it as much.
Like they look like a regular adult. That's not what I'm looking for.
One time when we were at church camp, a guy in the youth group went and got a bunch of mice from the pet store and then like released them into the girls' cabins.
Oh my gosh, really?
That
One
was
time
pretty funny.
when I was working at church camp, my co-counselor one night, something came over him and he decided to shave off one of our campers' eyebrows.
That's funny. That's very church camp.
It was fun. He got fired.
Church camp pranks.
He got fired immediately.
We had one of those water balloon launchers, you know, where you have two guys on either side.
Oh
And
no! Well,
Of
no.
course, youth group boys figured out that you could put soaking wet pine cones in there.
Oh my gosh!
And I got drilled in the nuts with one.
Oh no!
I thought, I almost threw up one of my balls. Oh. It was like, they almost Patrick Logan me.
Ain't no love like Christian love. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Goodness. No, we were just playing, just horsing around, just boys being boys. I mean, one summer when I was working there, we also bought a bunch of blowguns too, because the outdoor store near the camp sold them. And one person came back with it, and bunch of
Shout out
teenage
to Patrick
boys.
Logan. I mean that with love.
One ball wonder.
Yeah. We had the water balloon launch. My brother was a menace with the water balloon launcher. He had a friend who was like an evil genius, and he figured out that you could fill water balloons with like mustard and ranch and stuff.
It's diabolical.
And they were in Panama City one time, and my brother told me this story, but like they had the water balloon launcher with them with the mustard bombs, and there was some people like up on a balcony like partying, you know how like kids are drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
And this guy instigated it, started yelling at them, calling them like losers or whatever, and so they were like, we're gonna get this guy with the mustard. They draw it back, dude, and just bullseye, like hit this dude right in the chest. And they said like he took a step back. It was like, what the fuck is this?
What a drive-by to get
So
hit
yeah,
with.
dude,
Like,
he instigated it by yelling at these guys, then got hit with some mustard, and then they watched him slowly figure out that it was mustard.
that's so dangerous to do in the United States, though. Imagine hitting somebody with some mustard and then you get shot. Like,
That could easily happen.
like, what the fucking
Teenage
way
boys
to
aren't
go.
thinking about that, dude. They're just gonna
No,
drill this
my
guy with a
gosh.
mustard bomb.
Mandalay Bay style.
I mean, I guess that's innocent enough, even though, like, I'd be mad as fuck. I would
Now
be mad
you
as
take
hell.
some peanut butter. Now you're committing an act of terror.
Oh my goodness, you're right. That's Russian roulette right
Drill
there.
somebody
You
with a
never
peanut
know.
allergy
It's-
with a peanut butter bomb.
Oh my gosh, what a heinous
And
crime that would
hurt
be.
too. Peanut butter is solid.
No,
the
you gotta
crunchy
get
one?
Oh,
That Jif crunchy
no.
to the face, break your jaw.
Oh man, that's That's not nice.
What's your go-to? Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Crunchy.
Got to.
Crunchy. I like the
love it.
texture.
Yeah.
Big
Creamy
fan
just
of the
seems
texture.
unnatural to me.
Creamy's fine.
You like
Don't
any
do
other
it.
nut butters?
I mean, all of them are pretty good.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
I haven't really had one. The only problem is they're expensive. You fucking look and you're like,
But you
$10.
for a tiny little jar. One of these
You're like,
full
what?
Full of pistachio butter.
Yeah, you're like, what the
almond,
fuck is this? It's macadamia butter,
sunflower butter.
Yeah, it's like this is insane. There ain't no way.
Yeah, you fuck with cottage cheese at all?
Yeah, sometimes. I like cottage cheese, like fruit in it.
Greek yogurt?
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt's been a big part of my weight loss. I hate saying like weight loss journey and shit.
Have a baby,
fitness
dude.
journey.
I've been feeding my baby, and it's made me eat way healthier. I don't eat fast food hardly ever. Unless I'm out all night doing comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
Never eat fast food. And I'll get like the vegetarian Taco Bell. That's the Taco Bell hack, is if you skip the meat, it's much better. You might get E. coli or something from the onions at McDonald's, but
Nah, if I get Taco Bell, I'm just eating it. Because
yeah,
if I'm getting Taco Bell at this point, it's a cheat meal. So I'm just...
I get the black bean chalupa though. Well, I just don't like the way their beef and chicken and stuff tastes. So I just get like the...
I mean,
fried
I
beans
like the way it
instead.
tastes. Like, I know it's garbage. It's... Like, I know it's not good for me. It's not. Like, I didn't go there because I was making a healthy decision. I went there because, you know...
But I always regret
I was
it
feeling
when I get the meat
trashy.
there. Whenever I'm like super hungry, I'm like, I'll just get the meat. It'll be fine. And then I eat half the burrito or something. I'm like, I can't do it.
I don't do burritos from Taco Bell. Man.
Well, you know, I get the box.
Give me the Crunch Wrap.
I get the box with the chalupa, a little burrito, and then the chips.
Nah, Mexican pizza is back. So it's, that's what fucking time it is.
I
Yeah,
know. We're not getting any money from Taco Bell, so
Taco Bell, listen to the people.
yeah. If Taco Bell sponsors the podcast, maybe I'll get the Mexican pizza.
Oh yeah, sponsor us, Taco Bell.
They have Feed the Beat, where they sponsor a lot of like touring rock bands, smaller bands.
You remember that Chihuahua?
Yeah.
I mean, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, I had the little plushie dolls that they did for a while. My mom loves stuff like that.
You quiero Taco Bell?
I had the Pokemon, the gold-plated Pokemon thing from McDonald's. Burger King.
Pokemon ruled my life for a little while.
I've got back into Pokemon recently because I bought one of those hacked DS cartridges that has all the games on it.
Yeah.
And I was playing them on my DS.
So
And
I got back into just for a little second because I found out that the final episode of Pokemon with Ash becoming Pokemon champion or Pokemon master or whatever coming on, I was like, all right, well, I gotta watch.
yeah,
I gotta see how he becomes Pokemon master.
he becomes Pokemon master by changing his gender and competing in the women's.
That's what they don't want you to know. That's what the people don't want you to hear. It's what the media don't want you to hear.
We can edit that out, maybe.
I was gonna say clip it.
But yeah, I watched the Pokemon show as a kid, and I've been putting it on for my daughter. She likes Pikachu and she likes Piplup.
Nice.
I think Piplup is her favorite. She has a little Piplup Squishmallow.
I mean, it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
He's
one of the starters from Diamond and Pearl.
Pretty cute, right?
Yeah.
Look at that little
there's the
motherfucker.
3 evolutions right there on that middle one.
And then he becomes Billy Badass.
Yeah, Empoleon.
He becomes King Triton.
Empoleon is pretty sick. He's got like bird moves and he's got water moves. I think Mudkip is still the OG.
I mean, my favorite was always Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee?
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
it's
That's
just
the kicking one.
It's just violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitmonchan
It's just
is
kicking
the-
the shit out of people. It's-
That means you
Okay.
were a MMA early adopter.
Oh, for sure.
You're a
It's-
Hitmonlee guy. That's it.
Yeah, I love kung fu movies and stuff. I mean, still love kung fu movies and shit.
I would
It's-
say one of my favorite Pokemon is Butterfree.
I mean, classic.
Um,
Classic. One of his original.
I also like Luxray. I like
I have
Roserade.
no idea what that is. I haven't kept up.
Luxray, yeah, he's from the same generation as Piplup. But I just played all those on my DS for the first time. So, yeah, I'm biased right now. 'Cause it was so nostalgic. Like, I had the remake of Gold and Silver, but that one is a little grindy. The mechanics are, like, it just kind of sucks. It takes way longer to power up your guys to just finish the main game.
Find it like the balance between a good grind and a terrible grind is hard to
It only
find.
takes
'Cause
so
I do like a little grindy game.
I
like
appreciate
to-
a training session, but make it fun. I played what was it? The Diamond and Pearl Platinum. And that one was really good. It was like you had to go have some training sessions in the cave against the Geodudes and the Zubats, but it didn't consume your whole play session. You just had to do it a little and get your guys buffed up a little and then go fight the gym leader.
It's like hitting the gym.
Yeah. It was fun. Catch some new guys. Yeah.
I grew up big, Final Fantasy fan, RPG fan.
Yeah.
Stuff. So like, I did like the little like you run into a boss and you're like, all right, shit, I'm not strong enough. Let me run back and let me train a little bit. Let me go find a new spoon. Ooh, here's a new little toy over here. Here's a new little sword and
go find some stuff. Go back and hit some places you might have missed. That's Pokemon was really good about that. You walk past something, you're like, oh, I need an ability to go here.
I needed this.
And then you get that ability later, and you're like, okay, I'll go back to that spot that I remember. My favorite console ever was the Game Boy Advance. So many great games on there. They have a Final Fantasy 1 and 2 remake on there that's really good.
I mean, I was a big fan of the GameCube.
GameCube was amazing. That was also one of my favorites too.
Dreamcast.
A lot of hidden gems on the GameCube.
Oh, for sure. I played Robotech until
I played Robotech
until it fell apart.
The Macross game where you could
transform on the fly and shit. Oh my gosh, it was so smooth.
I love giant.
You'd be running around and then you just transform into a jet and shit.
I love Gundam. I was never a PlayStation guy, so I never got to play any of the good Gundam games. I would always get the shitty ones.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Gundam like design? What's your favorite design?
I like. I do like the one from Iron Blooded Orphans. What's it called?
I'm a big fan of Barbatos.
Yeah, Barbatos.
I mean, just because it's pure. It's just brutal. It's medieval almost.
I do also like
This guy?
Yeah, instead of beam weapons and stuff,
Barbados is
because
sweet.
of their armor, they can't use beam weapons like normal. So he's just got a giant mace and he's just smashing.
Yeah,
smashing
and
the
it's
robots.
like the one of the like themes throughout all the Gundams is like some people are born with a natural ability to pilot the Gundam better, and like the main character just has this like evolutionary link with the Gundam, and he's just beating everybody down. Like no one can stop him.
Fucking great.
But I also like Char Aznable's Red Zaku. Just look at Red Zaku.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good old classic. My favorite has always been Death Scythe.
Yeah, I went back and watched the Gundam Wing. Yeah, that's the one right there.
Gundam Wing was the first Gundam I grew up on. And fucking Death Scythe was just the man. I mean, it is
Also like Gundam Unicorn.
Gundam Unicorn is pretty sweet. Hold
But that's kind of like, that's like the big boy.
I mean, G Gundam, fucking
Overpowered.
Burning Gundam though.
Burning Gundam,
was
yeah.
sweet. And that whole series was just
Burning
ridiculous.
Gundam was a classic Gundam. But yeah, if you were like, hey, we're going to give you any mech ever, I'd probably have to take that Red Zaku. He just looks badass.
I mean, Death Scythe is just awesome. It's a literal like laser beam scythe, and
That's so
like,
anime though.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
emo
like
anime.
how do you make the laser beam curve like that to make a scythe? It doesn't even.
Death Side this week, yeah, he's got the wings like a bat.
And then
That's
he could
cool.
also the cloaking. He can disappear. He's like sneaking up on giant robots and shit. They're like, oh, we lost a whole, 50-story robot. Where'd
I
he
think Melo's
go?
right about this.
You like
This
that one?
one's pretty sick.
I mean,
That one
he's
is
fucking
sick,
sick. He's pretty fucking tight. But
Yeah, I
G-Gundam
mean,
was so ridiculous.
When you're like
so.
a 13-year-old boy watching this on Toonami or whatever, it's like Death Scythe is just made for you.
Yeah, it was.
I was super into like Zoids when.
Oh my gosh, I love Zoids.
I love
so
giant-
much. Yeah, I love
There's
giant
something
fighting
about giant
robots.
It's just like appealing.
Like when Pacific Rim came out, I was like,
I
"This
like
is
Pacific
one of my
Rim.
favorite movies of all time." It still hits for me.
I don't
just
even
love
care
giant
if
robots.
the story is good.
No,
or whatever,
it
just
doesn't.
Make the giant robots fight.
I hate when not everything has to be some masterpiece of cinema
that's why-
or whatever. Like
That's why the
Stop.
Michael Bay Transformers movies are not part of the conversation because the fight scenes are just like boring. It's just blurry.
yeah, they're just rolling around.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like well animated or whatever.
And for being Transformers, they don't use it in battle often enough for it to be like in the TV shows. You'd see it all the time. They're like fighting hand to hand, and he turns into a car real quick. Just whips
That what was
around.
sweet about
and,
the Macross game was you could
That's
transform
so
into a
quick,
jet and
yeah,
just fly
just-
away.
just gone, and then you just fly right back down and just turn right back into a robot. And
Yeah, Transformers had some good like animes when I was a kid growing up, but yeah, the movies were a total failure in my opinion.
I mean, they were okay for
Yeah,
what they
Linkin
were.
Park playing through.
I mean, it was okay
got
for what it
giant
was.
robots
Is like I said, sometimes people just want to go poking holes in movies, and so like stop trying to poke all these plot holes in Pacific Rim. Yeah, it
cares?
didn't
Yeah.
make sense to start with. Like,
Luckily, in Pacific
you think
Rim,
we could
the
make giant
robot-
fighting robots in 10 years from now? Or you think we are capable of doing that in 2034?
I couldn't tell you one thing that happened in Pacific Rim besides the giant robots fighting was badass.
Yeah, there's a little love story here.
Who cares?
This is fucking. My nigga Idris Elba died. I was like, no, but he saved everybody. He saved
The
humanity.
same reason
It's
I
fine.
like the Godzilla movies. I'm like, I don't care what's going on. I want to see Godzilla wreck some shit.
Oh my gosh, I watched Godzilla with a friend one time, and they were like, "Oh, the plot left much to be desired. You're an idiot. I hate you.
I didn't even
Why
realize
are
this
you-
movie had a plot. I just saw Godzilla stepping on buildings. I said, let's go.
Why are we talking about the plot? Although I hate Godzilla versus Kong movies
Yeah, it
because
was
like
boring.
there's no
No, the same guy who made the Godzilla versus Kong made that Death Note atrocity on Netflix.
well, I just don't even like the concept of Godzilla versus Kong. Period.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't like. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed. I just said don't be poking holes in the plot or whatever. But
Why would Godzilla be fighting Kong? Godzilla would devour Kong.
You're not
destroy Kong?
you're not down with the Hollow Earth theory.
But it
No,
wasn't
I'm
ever
just
like-
saying Kong wouldn't stand a chance against Godzilla. In no universe
You can't even.
does
yeah.
it make sense
You
that
can't
King
really call
Kong
it
stands
Godzilla
a chance.
versus Kong because he's not really battling Kong. He doesn't care one way or the other.
No, Kong is a nuisance. It's just running around and smacking him. And he's like, I guess this isn't actually my ending.
The Hollow Earth
Leave 'em
Theory
alone.
stuff was pretty stupid. Who cares? I just want to see Godzilla show up, step on a
fucking
bunch
do
of
some badass
buildings.
shit. Fight Mechagodzilla is
There was one King of Monsters. That movie was awesome.
yeah.
That movie was amazing.
You know, he just watched somebody fucking spew some shit out.
Yeah, he fights the like giant multi-headed guy. What's his name?
Yeah, isn't that when he like fucking just
Ghidorah
like grabs
or
it by
something.
the mouth and just
Yeah.
blows his plasma into its chest? Like, oh, brutal.
Man, damn, I forgot what I was gonna ask. Oh yeah, did you see that Death Note movie that they did on Netflix?
Yeah, I did. It's
Whose
got
idea
made.
was
They
that,
did
man?
it. Hollywood is.
I don't understand how you mess up these live action animes so bad.
I understand how
guy-
you mess it up. Anime is weird. It's hard to
It
like
is
replicate
weird.
cartoons. Like,
But
it
you
would be
have-
hard to replicate like Rick and Morty in
But
real
you
life.
have a piece of media where somebody has drawn the storyboard for you, and you do have to recreate that, which is a challenge. But you don't have to come up with new ideas.
See, but the problem is they have to care. They have to actually like read the media, read and watch the media that they started with.
But is it
It's-
just for the money? Because wouldn't you make more
Yes.
money if you make the fans happy?
well, they
Because
think it'll just sell
they're
itself.
the ones who are buying the tickets to this thing.
Like I said, they don't actually care. They just see the dollar bills and stuff. But that's the reason why the One Piece live action did well, because
Oda
they
was
all
involved.
did care. The showrunners
They said, "Hey, this
were
guy
fans of the
already
show.
wrote the story for us and all the characters. So all we got to do is make that, and we don't have to come up with any new dumbass ideas."
And then he was also there. He
all the
props in on
ideas
him.
that are different in One Piece. I feel like they've done a really good job so far of just making it like for brevity. Like you can't drag this out for 1,000
Yeah,
episodes.
that's the only thing. Is they have to cut it down a little bit, and also some of it is just because they can't afford it. Like, I mean, they already spent a ton of money on it, and I'm pretty sure they stretched the budget.
It'd be cool if they did
to
every
its
single
max.
chapter like the anime does. I heard they're making a new anime that's going to be a little better
Yeah,
paced.
they are.
They should do that for Naruto,
Wit
man.
Studios
Somebody
is
should
doing
do
that.
like
If somebody did that for Naruto, I might actually watch it. I'm only seeing bits and pieces.
read
of
the
Naruto.
manga in full color and you'll be much happier
Yeah,
because it's online full
I'm
color.
already reading a bunch of manga right now.
But Naruto's a classic,
I know it's a classic, and I should read it. But
and it's good up until the very end.
But like I got a bunch of stuff I'm reading right now. This Sakamoto Days is crushing.
Yeah.
So good.
I got caught up with Hunter x Hunter. I
Ah,
got sucked into that.
I
I don't even know if I would.
I just stopped because I don't want to get my
Yeah.
hopes up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna either wait until it's finished or wait until he dies.
Yeah, he
It's-
released a thing like, "Hey, here's the ending in case I die." And even then, it's just like a really long explanation of things. That's what he likes to do in Hunter x Hunter. It's just like half the chapters are just like really convoluted explanations on how the world and their powers work. And
I
stuff.
mean,
and I'm like, dude, what am I?
but
reading?
also, if you didn't explain it, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, you don't know. I still don't know what's going on though. After
I
reading
know.
it.
Sometimes it's
I'm
like,
okay, I forgot how these powers work, so
They-
I don't know.
so
if
they
he's
got
just
to.
making
They
this up.
gotta-
I feel like that's just a cop out of like, here I can make up anything I want with these powers, and I'm just gonna explain it all in such a convoluted way that nobody
Like,
will remember. If
the
this
whole
is
fight
allowed.
with Netero and King Merlin, like,
made no sense.
yeah, but
was
you
fun.
know, if we were just watching it, we'd just be like, oh, well, what the fuck is happening? And there's
Yeah,
just
I guess spoiler
swinging on each
alert
other and
here.
bouncing around.
But yeah, he's basically like Perfect Cell, and then
Yeah.
Netero pretty much just like nukes him. like throws a nuclear warhead at him.
It's so anticlimactic. It's so
He's like,
such a
now
funny
he's
way
dead.
to take out a villain in that series because
Nuclear arms. Turns out his weakness was the hydrogen bomb.
people have powers to stop time and poison people and like make strings that connect gum that pull things around.
Create
and
a
it's-
dolphin with a timer on it that
Yeah.
eats away at your life force, or a giant snake that feeds off of like.
Make doppelgangers of themselves and just good old fashioned nuclear warhead. It shows you how Japan feels about nukes. They're like, yep, we've seen it firsthand. Trump's everything.
Did you
Same
watch
weaknesses Imperial Japan had.
They're like,
Do you like the
It
do you like
works.
Marvel comics and DC comics and stuff?
I prefer Marvel. DC's just the
you
heroes
watch
in
Madam
DC
Web?
are too powerful, so it's just like
Yeah.
it's hard to
I
believe
mean, I like
that
Batman.
any of these people are really bothering like it. Like, there's no
Superman
reason Lex
wasn't-
Luthor should be bothering Superman all the time.
Yeah. Superman wasn't really my jam, but I like Batman and
I mean, Batman's all right, but
Yeah.
so I'm not the biggest fan of Batman.
Batman's cool.
It's
the
a rich
Batman
guy
animated
beating up
series?
poor people.
No, he's cool, man.
Yeah, Billy said cool. That's what that means.
That's
Yeah.
what Billy said.
Yeah, he's badass, dude.
just loves beating up poor people. Just
No, he beats
poor
up
mental health patients.
Yeah, he beats up the mentally ill.
This is not okay.
But it's cool.
And he has a coke problem.
Yeah, he does.
That's why his voice sounds like that, and that's how he's able to stay up all the time.
Yeah, he does.
In all the
He
panels,
also has a weird relationship with a preteen boy that he brings to his bat cave,
It's
Diddy cave.
a Diddy cave for sure. He's got Alfred around. His old man.
A lot of
Alfred's
baby oil
delivering.
going to the Wayne
Man.
Mansion tonight.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. He's a billionaire.
Did you watch The Boys?
Yeah,
Boys is so good, dude.
yeah. The boy's pretty sick.
The
It's
Batman
fun.
like character in that
Oh,
does have
gosh.
like a Diddy cave. The guy from Supernatural was the best in that show, though. Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah, and also like if they were superheroes and stuff, they would definitely be having orgies. They
Yeah.
would.
It would.
I mean, it would be like the Olympic Village when you get a bunch of just superhuman people together like that. They're all just super hot and in great shape. Is what else are they gonna do with their time? Is hanging out in the Olympic Village. I'm done with my events.
Yeah.
It's
The Boys is such a good social commentary on like how the like so-called upper class in our society already behaves. Like basically,
oh yeah, for sure.
celebrities and athletes and stuff already behave like that.
Well, I don't know if it's all of them.
Not all of them, for sure.
I think the.
But that was part of the show too. Was like Starlight wanted to actually be like a
Yeah.
superhero. And
I think the appropriate percentage of people that would act like that, like if they were to get that money today, or money or set, like it's probably the appropriate amount. Like there's enough people that are like humble and shit, and there's a bunch of people who would lose their minds probably and just
well, yeah.
Start
Well, it's tough
dressing
to-
like an Egyptian pharaoh every day.
Yeah, I guess I don't know the way sometimes I worry about the way our like social society is set up, where like people are so incentivized to be like famous and stuff, and everybody wants to be famous for some reason or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, why does just because you have talent in something that is like put on the media, why does that equate to value in society? Like it really,
Yeah.
it's not any different than the guy who picks up your trash every day. Like somebody's got to do it, and this person does it.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it also kind of gives everybody a chance to make a little extra something, even if they're fucking having a. Because, there's probably a trash guy who's got 500K
Oh, I'm
followers
sure,
on
yeah.
Instagram, and he's able to sell merch on the side and stuff, and and
But then
he's
Randy,
not
the
doing too
trash
bad.
guy, starts
Yeah.
like booking a tour around the country and
No.
stuff. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
but that happened
I'm not going to Silly Joint Comedy Club to see Randy, the trash guy.
But that happened regardless. It's how you get Brendan. I mean, you get Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
It's fucking,
I don't know, just the celebrity
whatever.
worship. I'm like,
Somebody-
sometimes I'm like, are there like bots in real society? Because these people sell tickets, it's not like that. But
Well, the thing that scares me the most is the NPC people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
TikTok and the NPC live streams where people are just being like, "Num num nummy in my tummy," or like 5 cents of.
I'm just like,
whatever.
okay, you saw let's say comedian, it could be anything, musician or whatever. I'm like, you saw a comedian on social media, and then you said, I'm gonna buy a ticket to his show because you were scrolling through TikTok and this guy was funny. I would never think that way. I would never be like,
Now were people selling tickets before you see somebody on TV in a sitcom or whatever, like
yeah,
before social media, a lot of comedians' big breaks was you get your sitcom or you're in a sitcom, and then people know you from the sitcom, and then go see you do comedy.
but that makes sense to me because it's like, yo, I like this sitcom. I guess I would. Maybe
like
I'm
the
just
same thing. Somebody's on Instagram or TikTok, and they're like, "Yo, I like this person's videos. Let me see if I like them live." Because I'm sure there's plenty of people that saw people. Bob Saget. People fucking loved him on Full House. So they would come to see his comedy shows, and he'd have to be like, "Yo, this is not that." Like, if you came here because you like me in Full House, I am gonna drop a lot of F-bombs and say a lot of like not Full House stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you should go to a show because you want to see a show, not because you saw somebody on TV or on your phone or something. Like, just go to a show.
Yeah,
Even if it's a bad show, it's still fun.
See, but people want to go to people want to go to shows of people that they've heard. It's the same thing with like musicians. People going to go see somebody that they've heard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to convince people a lot of times to just go see a local show, see a local band or that. Shoot, a lot of times local bands are able to get put on just because, like we are, people show up to a bar and they're already there playing.
Yeah.
Somebody shows up to a bar, oh, there's a show, and it's boom. That's how you see local people. They don't necessarily plan on it a lot of times unless it's really been pushed.
That's the worst, though, is when you show up to a bar and something's happening there that you didn't sign off on. Like, oh, okay, I just wanted to go out to the bar. Now I got to listen to this weird band.
But sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you're like, oh, damn, this person's real good.
Sometimes it's real bad, though.
It's like Mondays at MacCracken.
Sometimes it's good,
Sometimes it's bad. Shoot, I do it too. I go up there. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm bad. It happens to all of us. That's the game. Sometimes you walk in, it's trivia. You're like, oh, snap. First time I walked in someplace, karaoke. I didn't know it was karaoke. I ended up doing karaoke for the first time.
I hate trivia. Karaoke's fine.
Karaoke is fun.
Trivia's stupid. Just have gambling. That's way more fun. It's way more entertaining. I'd rather watch somebody else gamble than do trivia.
Trivia could be fun.
I'm not a big gambler.
I like to gamble sometimes.
I guess trivia can be fun. But can't you just do it online or something? It's like Dungeons and Dragons. Like, don't let other people know you're doing trivia. Go home.
If you do trivia online, though, you don't know that everybody's looking up the answers.
I used to go to a trivia at Rose's Pizza on Sandy Plains.
See, you hate
With my
trivia,
friends.
but you used to go to trivia.
That was in high school though.
Wow. You couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't.
I couldn't do anything fun.
Couldn't
so
do fun
we had to go to
things.
trivia and eat pizza.
Man, I'm mad. Like laser tag arcades and stuff kind of phased out around my teen years.
No, I firmly believe what happened there was they changed all the video games to maximize like money. Like they should have kept all the arcade games like House of the Dead and DDR and stuff. Like they just botched it on trying to maximize like profit off of the games.
Yeah.
All the games just became like pseudo casinos. It's like I don't want to play those games. I want to play Time Crisis with my friends.
Yeah, I don't have to win any tickets. I wasn't coming out here to try to win a fucking plushie or a basketball.
Right. I don't want the prizes. I want to play the video games.
Yeah, I wanted to play Street Fighter with a stranger.
Yeah, I want to get some Tekken 6 going. What are we doing here?
Like,
Did you? Are you from Marietta?
Not originally. I'm from New York originally.
When did you come to Marietta?
I think we were like 8.
Okay.
Well, I think
so.
I was
Did you ever do Mount Tasia?
Yeah, Mount
With
Tasia
the
was pretty
wristband,
sweet.
and then you play all the video games.
Oh yeah, played the shit out of the Simpsons arcade game.
Yeah. They had a few good games. There was a robot fighting game there.
Yeah.
Initial D. They had the Initial D game. That game was sweet.
Oh man, I was a sucker for the fucking Jurassic Park game where you sit on a little bench and it like moved around while you're in the Jeep or whatever.
People used to go hard on the DDR machines. In,
oh my gosh, it was
Asia.
People doing DDR is some of the most impressive athletic feats you'll ever see in your life.
Trip pants.
Oh my gosh,
DDR with
just breakdancing on that motherfucker, spinning on there,
with
especially
a sketch pad full of dragons and anime characters. That was growing up in the
like
2000s.
Somebody's good when they start like using their hands. They're like dancing for real. You're like, oh come on, you just show it off now. But I get it. Why not show off?
It was always like some really fat dude that was like killing it on DDR, like going in at Mount Tasia. Some fat goth kid.
Oh, and then they have the bumper boats. Over there.
Oh, dude, we were a menace with the golf balls. The mini golf. We would be driving them on the Barrett Parkway.
Oh my gosh, it's just hooligans.
We got kicked out of there so many times.
Yeah, I bet.
But the people working there because they all are high school kids and stuff. Like, so just come back.
They don't get paid enough. To
They don't care.
Like,
They're not gonna remember.
Yeah, they done forgot you.
Remember the mini golf course had that cave?
Yeah.
And you would just slam one into the cave. It would bounce around, almost take somebody's grandma out.
Oh, yeah. American Adventures was my jam too.
Yeah, over there by Whitewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little like kids theme park basically.
Yeah, they had like a foam ball shooter thing.
Oh my gosh, the Foam Factory.
Yeah, the Foam Factory.
Yeah, that was my jam. It was just a lot of tears. A lot of tears in the Foam Factory were shed. A lot of black eyes.
One time we went to play laser tag, and I think we were probably like late high school, like junior or senior or something, and we decided like, okay, if we squad up, when we run into somebody, we'll just overpower them, and they won't be able to do anything because they'll just be lit up the whole time. And so we just like we left like one guy to defend the base or whatever, and then we just squatted up all four of us, and like one dude just had his gun on his shoulder and was just walking around and just overwhelming all the other people. And like some dudes were getting like mad, like trying to fight us back, because we were essentially like exploiting the way the game worked. Because if you get shot, you can't shoot at other people.
They had a sweet go-kart track too.
So you could hit one guy, but you can't hit all five of us. Yeah, the go-kart track was sweet. We got kicked out of there a lot for like
oh my goodness,
spinning people out.
Hooligans.
Yeah, you can't have a place like that make it $10. with a bunch of high school kids. I got kicked out of Whitewater a bunch of times. We would jump off the bridges in the lazy river.
Gosh.
I told this story on the podcast before. I had one group of friends that would want to do the phalanx, the Roman turtle. You'd stop halfway down the slide, and then everybody holds their raft up as a shield, and you just, when somebody else comes, you just all slam into them.
Oh my gosh, that's not good.
You just block the slide. Yeah, they would take our season pass and cut it up. Because you'd all have to come down the slide. Like, you're going to get caught. You're on a slide. There's nowhere to go. You can't go up. You have to go down eventually. So you just hold out up there until somebody comes to get you. Usually they just send one of the employees down the raft. And they're like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, somebody's going to fall off this thing and die.
Oh my gosh, you remember that kid at Six Flags?
They got his head kicked off.
I mean,
it sounds like one of those rumors. Like when you say a guy got his head kicked off on the Batman ride, it sounds like Marilyn Manson got one of his ribs removed to suck it off.
but
it actually
happened. And like, if you see the Batman ride, you know how that makes sense.
And you hear it as like an 8th grader, and you're like, okay, I don't know if this is true or it's a rumor. No, it's true.
Because the internet wasn't as strong as it was now. Like that's. Although if that happened now, it'd probably be more confusing. People would be like, "That's AI."
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
That's the fake news media. Release his manifesto.
And like, I feel bad for that kid, but he also crossed over like 2 different fences, and he was gonna go get his hat. Like, and how ironic to be going to go get your hat.
Yeah, the Batman took your hat. Don't let it take your head too.
You're not gonna need that anymore.
What a fucking way to go out, where the thing you're retrieving, you lose the only thing to put it on. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I guess I don't need the hat anymore.
Yeah, it's like go reach for your gloves and getting your hands cut off. And you're like, oh.
Georgia,
well, this is a waste of time.
Georgia is an interesting place, man. We got a lot of history here. We got Lake Lanier. We got a guy who got his head kicked off on the Batman ride. A lot of things have happened in Georgia. It's like,
I mean, I'm not a fan of theme parks in general anyways. All that fucking standing around, it's hot, burning up. And then
it's almost like a
big.
man-made.
The seats aren't comfy for me.
It's like a man-made abomination. Like, this is not natural in any way.
And then
it's
the
man
fair
challenging physics.
Yeah, it's men playing God is what it is.
And then the fair, I'm not gonna fucking ride a fair ride
I'll go
ever in my life.
I'm not gonna ride like
I'll
a
never
dangerous
ride a fair ride in my life. Are you kidding?
I might ride the Ferris wheel.
That is asking. I'm not riding a Ferris wheel. Absolutely not.
But I'm not gonna ride.
Maybe an already established Ferris wheel. That's what it does. It's always a Ferris wheel. You don't
some
have
concrete footings on this thing.
Have you ever done like skydiving or bungee jumping?
Absolutely the fuck not. I'm scared of heights.
I did the bungee jump at Six Flags one time, like just a swing thing. It's pretty fun.
Nope. And then I gotta trust fucking teenagers and like hungover college kids to strap me in correctly.
I'm not that interested in skydiving. Like, why would I want to just fall out of the sky and risk my life for no reason?
Like, I've thought about doing it as just like I want to conquer this fear. And then every time I'm like, nah.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's not even about the fear for me. It's about doing something that's not natural for a human to do, like flying through the air. If I was,
I feel that way every time I get on a plane.
That would be great. I don't like being on a plane at all. It's dumb.
Like, I do it, but I hate it.
Yeah, I'll do it to save time or money, whichever comes first. And but I hate it so much. I can't stand flying.
Yeah,
it's just
so
dumb.
uncomfortable up there.
It's like
this
I don't know.
is this is an abomination right
It's like the
here.
best part of flying is taken away from you too, which is like seeing what's going on outside, and you can't even see what's going. They give you this little window that big to look out sideways. It's like,
Well, I mean, usually you're above the clouds, though, so you're.
yeah,
There's not even really much of anything to see. You're just like, oh.
yeah. The best part, the part that's cool, you don't get, and you just are now facing death for no reason.
I mean, and then just takeoff and landing, it just stresses me out.
It is faster,
It is much faster. It's incredible.
but driving, there's something nice about driving. You see the country, you see like stuff you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah, but I also hate driving. It just takes so long.
I like driving. It's
And people are
relaxing.
crazy.
People are crazy. I hate other drivers.
People
obviously,
really
but
drive around like it's
I can't
not
wait
a
for
weapon.
the self-driving car to take off. I think driving is barbaric in general. Like it's just something that we incrementally got to as a species. It's like let's take. We figured out how to create fire, right?
Yeah.
And then we figured out, all right, if we take what comes off the fire and like push that into a pressurized system, we can make something move. And then we figured out how to make explosions. And then we were like, all right, if we take the explosion and put that into something with pressurized, then we can
Tiny explosions.
then we can make it move really fast. It's like, okay, but now we're going too fast. So
Yeah.
we got to build something we can go that fast on. Let's just put some rocks down. That's all you're doing is you're piloting an explosion on a big slab of rock.
Yeah.
It's barbaric.
It's
It's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. It's the single most dangerous thing you do every day usually. Like,
But man, it's pretty cool.
I like it.
it is pretty
I like
cool,
doing
but also it's
I really don't mind long drives. You know, I put some music on, put an audiobook on, or a podcast, something I've been meaning to.
and
kinda
also
like
traffic.
dig
I
into.
just hate traffic. I'm just like, how does this work? Yeah, everybody just go. It's
when
fuck.
when I do like long drives, I'll like kind of do I'll just dictate either writing new jokes or just like doing my set
Yeah.
to myself just to like say the words, and it helps a lot. It makes me a lot better
Yeah.
if I have if I'm by myself, and then that makes me look like a crazy person too because I'm just talking to myself.
I don't know. If I had any sort of power, it'd probably be something that deals with my transportation problem.
Yeah, for
Like-
sure.
Like if teleportation, oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah,
Oh
teleportation.
my gosh, that would be a banger of a power right there.
What's the ultimate power? Maybe is like
I mean, I think telekinesis is one of the best powers. It's just super versatile.
psychic powers.
Yeah, it's just super versatile. I mean, you're moving everything around. You could use it on yourself for flight, for defense, for all
Influencing
body
reality.
augmented. Well, yeah, obviously, but that's just super broken, and I feel like I would end up like fucking things up for myself on some Marvel what if bullshit.
If I had telekinetic superpowers, yeah, I would be a menace to society. I would destroy everything.
No. If I had telekinetic powers, I would probably do nothing to help society. It would probably be just helping myself. Like I'd be
I would go full carry.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd probably just be like reading a book here, playing a video game, like with this hand.
Yeah, just convenient.
Eating
Jerking
with
myself out 300 times a day.
Just float to work or whatever. Or I mean, if you had telekinesis, working from home would be so easy. I mean, you can just fucking be typing away over here doing this bullshit.
Yeah.
Just handle all sorts. It just leave your hands free. You'd just be free to just. You'd be able to do all your menial tasks and shit. And then I could fly everywhere.
Yeah, telekinesis is probably the best
pretty
power
sweet.
to have.
Like, telepathy would be weird. I don't need to know people's thoughts. It'd
No
be
thanks.
too much.
I already don't like to read comments about myself.
I was about to like, what if it's me hurt my feelings all the time?
Yeah. Well,
It's
man,
like, oh, this is not nice.
we did it. Do you have anything you want to promote? You got Comedy Squared every what is it? First and third Friday?
Yeah. In January, it's going to start being monthly. It'll be every first or third Friday. We're going to figure that out. Then we got MacCrackens every Monday.
Every Monday, MacCrackens. You got stuff online, right?
Yeah. Instagram, Melo Black Comedy, Devilish Grin Comedy. I'll be at Alley Stage at the end of the month on the weekend.
This month?
Yeah.
All right.
In November.
Look out for Alley Stage, y'all.
I think it's Thanksgiving weekend.
And Corey.
Or the weekend before that.
Weekend before Thanksgiving. Let's go, boys.
That show in Corey's Garage was fun.
Yeah, we're going to do another one.
Nice.
Corey's Garage. We're the head bookers at Corey's Shed.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey made an Instagram for his shed. It's
I did
Shed
see it.
X2 on Instagram. So
Nah,
go
I
follow
saw it.
Shed 2.0. Skateboarding, comedy, music, fellowship,
General foolishness.
children under the age of 5. Corey has a 2-year-old. I have a 1-year-old. So.
I mean, they're not going to remember.
Yeah.
They're just going to see cool pictures of them later on. It's going to be like, yeah, that's you running
I was
around
at the
Dad's
shed. You
comedy
were at the
show
shed.
and shit.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace. Go to Power PC in Marietta, Georgia for all your home, student, and small business computer needs. They got everything from refurbished laptops, refurbished desktops, gaming PCs, and even podcast production PCs like the one we're using here in Trent's unnamed studio. So if you need a new PC or a repair on your laptop or desktop, go to Power PC in Marietta, Georgia. That's powerpcga.com.